When a student does not complete his detention assignment by the must-serve-by date, new options will become available to you. When a student's detention assignment becomes past due, the due date will appear in red and there will be a selection of options that you may choose from. These options are described in the orange box at the left, but I'll go through a couple of them. Student Lee has been assigned 2 hours of detention and she has served 1/2 hour of that 2 hours. But now her detention assignment hasn't been completed by the due date, so I have the option of choosing NA, in which case the detention will remain open and she can continue to serve it out, or I can click ×1, which would mean that her unserved detention would be 1.5 hours, since her original was 2 and she served 1/2. Her original detention would be closed out as unsatisfied and she would get a new one. Or I could double her unserved time, which would mean she would have a new detention with 3 hours to serve, with her overdue detention being closed out and recorded as unsatisfied. Or I could assign ISS, in which case she would be dropped from this role and added to the ISS role, with this detention being closed and noted as unsatisfied. Or if she has other detentions open, I could combine them into one, in which case the current detentions would be closed and all of the detentions would be combined into one, and only the current detention that is past due would be closed as unsatisfied. Or I could click Close to close the current intervention. In the student's discipline history record, the notation would be status closed, did not complete detention due by, and then the date. Or I could click New to create a new discipline referral to be assigned later and close this current detention as unsatisfied. First, let's click the ×2 radio button. And I'll have to click Save for this to take effect, but before I do that, notice that she currently has served 1/2 hour of her 2-hour detention assignment. That means that she has 1.5 hours remaining to serve currently. When I click ×2 and click the Save button, that will double her unserved 1.5 hours, giving her 3 hours to serve. And remember, nothing will happen until you click Save. After you click the Save button, the page will be refreshed. And we see now that she has 3 hours assigned, and we can also see that the software has given her a new deadline by which to complete this new assignment. The amount of time given to complete the assignment will be determined by your school when your software is installed. This process of doubling the unserved time will also create a notation on this student's behavior history indicating that the detention was closed as unsatisfied. I've skipped back over to the Discipline Management Administrative Functions homepage again, and I'm going to assign ISS this time. Here is our detention role again. And we have student Alvarado, who has completed only 1/2 hour of his 4-hour detention by the must-serve-by date. I'll click the ISS radio button. And then I'll click Save. And the detention role page is refreshed. When we scroll down, we see that student Alvarado has been dropped from the detention role, and that is because he has now been added to the ISS role. Let's go over to the ISS role and see if he's there now. We'll go back to the Discipline Management homepage. Click the Take ISS Role link. And here is the ISS role. Here is student Alvarado. He has been assigned a 2-day ISS period. This standard assignment will vary from school to school. Your school's preferences will be established when your software is installed. I will click on the incident date, and that will take me to a page where I can see the student's intervention details for this particular incident. And here in the details of this intervention, we see the note that was automatically added by the software, indicating that he has been assigned this ISS assignment because he did not serve at least one detention in the time limit assigned.